ready to square off. It's the Detroit Lions and the Chicago Bears. Mike Tirico, Greg Olter ready to get this one going. Jake Bates set to get it started. Off we go on this cold afternoon in Chicago. This one is going to sail through the end zone for a touchback. From the 35, it's 1st and 10. They're going to run it, and this is LaQuint Allen. And he'll wind his way to about the 38-yard line. Ennis Rakestraw there to make the stop.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
2nd down, they need 7. Working out of the gun, here's Williams. He'll be hit as he throws this time, and it's going to fall incomplete. And he might be fortunate just to avoid the sack, and it'll set up a 3rd down.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming, and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
On 3rd down, it's Williams. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down.
4th down.
Looked like he may have had a seam for a moment, but he's taken down after a solid return.
Ready? Let's go.
On the bootleg, he'll look to throw. He'll let this one go long for Williams. What a connection. He's down inside the 5-yard line. It is a big play there for the Lions. 65 yards.
And it's hardly an exaggeration when I say, Mike, that he's probably one of the most difficult individual assignments in the entire league. It's like playing football against that really good kid in your neighborhood. He's just hard to cover, and plays like this, it just shows how...
It is brought in the end zone. Isaac Teslam. Touchdown, Lions. That touchdown, number 11 on the year.
That was just too easy, Mike. It's just straight man coverage. Great route by the receiver on the slant. You just can't give up an inside release deep in your own end zone. Because as you just saw, it's pitch and catch.
7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. And that one is through the back of the end zone. It is a touchback.
Their own 35-yard line.
What is up?
A play fake. Now Williams. This one broken up. It's incomplete. The defender right there with him. It brings up second down.
To second and 10.
All things considered, it's actually a pretty good pass. I mean, he puts the ball in a place where only his guy can catch it. But I think he hears those footsteps coming from that nearest defender, and he's not able to secure the catch through contact.
We'll try again. It's second and 10. Here's a first carry for their running back, and he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
So everything this defense talks about, Mike, is creating negative plays. It's one of the best run defenses in football. Everything is about suffocating you at the line of scrimmage, make you work for everything you get.
On third down, it's Williams from the gun. He's got the hook up there to Ogunze. And he'll be taken down. A big-time play for the Bears. The gain is 64.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone, and this is where you have to finish drives.
What is it? Hold on!
Manungai. No, he's not going to get in. In fact, they've shoved him backwards.
In these goal-to-go situations backed up on your own goal line, Mike, what they teach the defense is it's your job to establish a new line of scrimmage, and that's exactly what they did here. Watch the push they get. The offensive line goes backwards, and they take the ball carrier down for a loss.
Throwing on second down, Williams. And that's over everybody out of the back of the end zone. It is incomplete.
There isn't much room for error when operating inside the red zone. The field is really condensed. Those throwing windows become a lot tighter and forces your quarterback to make some really highly contested throws. And as we just saw, those aren't always going to go your way.
And he's not going to get in. Tackled in the line. It'll bring up fourth and goal.
That one didn't have a chance, Mike. They do a great job of getting penetration, clogged up the run lanes, and now this offense has a decision to make here on fourth down.
The Bears call out their field goal team. His kick will split the uprights. It's good. And the Bears are on the board. It's 7-3.
You know, I think it's safe to say here, Mike, as this offense leaves the field, they wanted to stay out there and go for it. But I think in this case, the coach is playing the long game. He understands that these 3 points now can end up being very valuable as this game moves along.
Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. That's where the offense will take over.
Ready, set.
So here's a first and 10 now. They'll start from the 24.
Let's go now.
Right away, they'll set up to throw. On the run to the right. Trying to set up the screen, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Bobby Okereke.
So this was a great stress test for this defense, Mike. Everybody prepares to defend a quarterback from within the pocket. But how do you defend that quarterback when he breaks the pocket? In this case, watch everybody flow. Everybody stays with the play and maintains their assignment. They get rewarded for a chance at the interception, and he comes through with the pick.
And he's brought down after a gain of a couple.
He does a nice job coming from his safety position, filling his run gap assignment, and keeps this to a modest gain at best.
From the 22 now, here's second and 8.
What is it?
Back to the ground. He'll get it again. He'll try to get back to the line, but he's not happening. Gonna lose a yard.
He sniffed that one out from the jump. I mean, once he diagnosed and knew where the ball was going, he got there in a hurry, and he put an end to that play really before it ever got started.
Third and 10.
What is it?
From the shotgun, it's Williams. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They got him. Aiden Hutchinson getting in to record his 9th sack of the year. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Bears are back within 1. It's 7-6.
And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
He's across the 20, taking down just shy of the 25.
At their own 24-yard line.
Get it? 60 bites, 60 bites. Check, check.
First carry now for Jahmyr Gibbs. And he'll pick up 2 out to the 27.
He was tackled at the 27-yard line. Gets a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
They face 2nd down and 7. They'll look to throw. Quick throw, out wide, it's caught. And that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9.
These are the play calls, Mike, that offensive coordinators use to just get their quarterback and their passing game into some sort of rhythm. Easy pitch and catch, get the ball out of his hand, see a completion. These typically, as the game goes on, lead to bigger and bigger gains.
To the air now on 1st and 10. Looking for his tight end on the corner route. He's got it. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. A pickup of 21 on that connection. First down, Detroit.
In order for this play to be successful against man coverage, Mike, 2 things need to happen. 1, the quarterback has to anticipate the break. He has to get that ball out on time. And then the rest is the receiver creating the separation at the top. And when both are accomplished, you can see what the results are.
We are through 1. It's the Lions who have the early lead. We're back to Soldier Field after this. Lions ball to begin the 2nd quarter as they've got it with 1st and 10.
Come on, set.
Williams in motion.
Steady.
They'll run the draw with Gibbs. And not much there. Good defense. Held to no gain.
Shotgun draw, trying to catch him off guard here, Mike, but the defense was having none of it. Thought it took a little too long to develop. Gave that defense enough time to get back there. Stop him for no gain.
Now they'll set up to throw. Off-balance throw. It's complete. And he is out of bounds at the 31-yard line. First time these two have connected this afternoon, and it'll wind up being a first down.
The thing that jumps out to me the most, Mike, is just how often the quarterback is able to throw the ball to his first read in the progression. So hats off to the play caller. Him and the quarterback seeing the game through the exact same set of eyes, and there is a lot of room to operate.
Here's 1st and 10.
Let's go.
On the handoff, this is Gibbs. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage at best. Might have even lost a yard there.
The speed and the get-off by the big interior defensive tackle, Mike. I mean, he got through there so fast, he almost took the handoff himself.
Last play went the wrong way. It sets up 2nd and long. It's 2nd down and 12. Once again, it's Gibbs. And he's going to be swallowed up again. Back-to-back runs, back-to-back losses. Now it's 3rd down.
And what started out as a promising drive, now they find themselves in 3rd and long. After being stuffed for a loss on 1st down with that ground game, they came right back to it, trying to make up some of those lost yards. The defense was having none of it. 3rd and long.
Two runs going in the wrong direction, and now It is 3rd and 15.
Panther 60. Panther 60.
He'll drop to throw. Throwing off his back foot, and it's taken in. And they were hoping for a little more on that one. Brought down well short of the first. They'll bring up 4th down. And that one not going to get there. And it's wide to the left as well. It's no good. And they'll remain out front by 1.
They're just trying to extend the lead here, and this is definitely one they're going to want to have back.
They'll go 3 tight ends here on 1st and 10. They'll begin here on the ground. They turn nothing into something, spinning forward, and give them the gain of about 3.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
From the 41, here's 2nd and 7. Off play action. Here's Williams taking a shot downfield for Smith. And this will be incomplete.
And I think at this point here, 2nd quarter of this game, I think now is where we can start seeing each team open up their offense a little bit more. Early on, everyone's kind of feeling each other out, getting a taste of what the game plans are. Here, they finally take a shot downfield. Nice job by the defense, but this is going to put a little depth in that coverage and hopefully open up some other things.
Operating from the shotgun, it's Williams. And that is incomplete.
That has to be a disappointing end to this drive. Just think, when they took the field on this possession, Mike, they're thinking they got a shot to go down there and take the lead, but they couldn't even get to midfield, let alone the end zone. If they end up getting another shot before halftime, they've got to find a way to have better execution than they did right here.
At their own 20-yard line.
The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. On the ground to start, they give it to Gibbs. He'll gain 3 out of this, up to the 23.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 23-yard line.
2nd and 7. To Slav, a man in motion. Back to throw. His throw, left side, for to Slav. He's got it. And they'll work this close to a 1st down, maybe just a tad short.
6 yards.
A bit of a quick hitter here, and what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot. But they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
3rd and a yard. They're going to try to run here with Gibbs. And he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
Actually, a really nice play there defensively, Mike. And initially, I thought that penetration was going to bring him down in the backfield and bring up 4th down. But somehow, nice job by the back, angling his way forward. I think he's going to get this 1st down by about the length of the football.
1st down, and they stick with Gibbs. Oh, he's hit behind the line, and the ball is out. And fortunately, he's able to reel it back in. But this is going to go down as a big loss on the play. Oh, man, Greg, those must be scary times for a player. Not that it happened to you often, but he lost the ball but was able to get it back and avoid the turnover.
Well, Mike, I hate to admit it, but unfortunately, I was in that situation a few times. And I'll tell you what, when that ball pops out of your hand, the only thing on your mind is there anything I can do to get it back? In this case, he was able to get it back, and he dodged the bullet.
He'll look to throw. That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very good there. Contact jarring the ball loose. And it's going to force third down.
He's usually such a reliable target in the passing game, Mike. We just don't see him struggle to come down with catches like that all too often. And when you're one of the go-to guys on your team, I know the hit's coming, but guess what? It feels a lot better after you take that hit after a catch than it does after a drop.
And he'll be stopped short of a first down, and that will necessitate all to the punt team. It's fourth down. So on fourth down, the Lions send out Jack Fox to punt. Taken at the 19. And that is good coverage by the punt team as they meet him and bring him down. This drive starts at the 21. It's 1st and 10. Throwing is Williams. Forced to his right. He's going to run it.
Initially, they do a really nice job taking away his first and second read, but what they fail to do is account for him as a runner. He ends up making something positive out of a play that initially didn't look like it had much of a chance.
2nd down and 3. To throw, it's Williams. Open man, that's Luther Burden. And he'll be brought down up around the 38-yard line. 10 yards for number 10 on that one, and it's 1st and 10.
These are the kind of plays that when you draw them up on the chalkboard, Mike, they all look great. But if you can't protect long enough, you're never going to get the receiver. I mean, think, he started on the left side of the formation in the slot, and he has to run all the way across the field.
The pass rush gets home, and he goes down. That's a second charge timeout to Chicago as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go until halftime. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Now Williams. He'll send this one deep for Odunze. And that is incomplete. Rome Odunze, the one he was looking for. And it'll be 3rd down.
They've been a little up and down in this first half. I mean, they have less than 80 yards of total offense and halftime looms. So missed throws like that, those are missed opportunities. They've got to hit the plays when they have them if they want to have a chance to leave here with a win.
3rd and long. Here's Williams. Oh, a huge mistake late in the half. It is intercepted. Ooh. And he's going to be brought down. What a turn of events here. He has given his guys 1st and 10 in the red zone.
It's not often, Mike, that everything breaks right for this type of return off of an interception. But boy, is it beautiful when it does. I mean, look at the defenders just flip around and become blockers, trying to spring their guy to the house. Great athleticism, some great moves on his part. I mean, he's going to have some of his offensive teammates looking over their shoulder for their position.
Oh, a huge mistake late in the half. It is intercepted. And he'll be taken down, and there is a flag on the play. This is going to be a huge call. It's a 3 tight end look as they have it 1st and 10. The drive will start on the ground. Great run there. He gets this up close to the 30-yard line. The Bears go ahead, take their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go until halftime. On 1st and 10, it's Williams. Flush to his right. A throw downfield caught by Burden. That one good for 26 yards.
That's another Bears first down. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
So it is a one-point game here at the half as we check in with Scott Hansen for our halftime report. Scott. Pretty interesting first half. We'll see if any strategy changes for the next 30 minutes or more as this second half gets underway. He'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. They'll start this one on the ground with Gibbs. He is tough to bring down. They finally do. Somehow he manages to get back to the line of scrimmage.
With the struggles they had running the ball in the first half, Mike, it makes sense that they're trying here early in the second to get this ball carrier going. But this last run's not going to do him any favors. Another rush, another loss of yards.
Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11.
70 Timberwolves. 79 Broncos. Buffalo 18. Ready.
That one out wide to Gibbs. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up 3rd down.
Defensive coordinators preach all the time, play pass defense with vision. It's exactly the case here. They're able to rally to the ball, keep that to a short gain.
3rd, they need 8.
Here we go. Set. Let go.
Going left side, and it's taken in by Williams. Oh, he doesn't put it away, and the ball's out. Looks like the Bears got there, and they did. Chicago ball.
Recovered by the Bears.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10.
Here we go. Here we go.
Straight ahead with Gibbs. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's it.
So there's multiple factors, Mike, that make blitzes successful. So, of course, there's the initial design. Can you attack the vulnerabilities of the offense's blocking scheme? And then in this case, the next phase is the timing. You can see this linebacker knew exactly when that ball was going to be snapped. The offensive line had no chance to identify and pick him up, and he's able to bring him down for a loss.
And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. A gain of 11 on that one. Good for a Lions first down.
Panther 60. Panther 60. Let's go.
In the red zone now. He'll drop to throw. That one is caught in the back of the end zone. Jamison Williams. Touchdown, Detroit.
What separates the really good quarterbacks from everybody else in the National Football League, Mike, is not only ability to process, but the ability to process quickly under pressure. And I think that's exactly the case here. He's able to go through his progression, find his target in the end zone, and then deliver that ball on time, accurately, and the result is a touchdown.
This is going to be taken in at the 3. He'll get across the 20, mark him down at the 23-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Williams going to look to throw it on first down. That one incomplete. The defender right there to make the play. And it's second down.
Sometimes it's those footsteps. I don't care how long you've been playing or at what level you've been playing at. That defender's bearing down. You really get a good idea of what guys are willing to go through contact to secure a catch, and in this case, what guys are unwilling.
Second and 10. Set down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
So they're not going to get the yardage to reflect it, but I actually thought that was a pretty nice job by the running back, at least getting back to the original line of scrimmage. This offensive line, they've got to do a better job getting him through untouched. His yards before contact got to be better.
It is 3rd and 10. Working out of the gun, here's Williams. Quick slant, caught by Burton. And they will finally run him down. A big play and a much-needed one as well. 33 yards.
Those are the explosive pass plays that this team is going to continue to mine all day. And you can see pre-snap, the quarterback loved his matchup. He allowed his receiver to work downfield. Perfect throw, and now sets them up to try to see if they can finish this drive off with some points.
And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
Just a simple hitch route. Certainly nothing special there or anything downfield, but the idea is the more of those you throw and those efficient passes, the second the defense moves up to take it away, that's when you go for the big ones.
On second down, they'll run. And he does not want to go down. Somehow he turned that into a gain of 6.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You gotta have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
And he is going to have a Bears first down. At least at first glance. They'll spot the football just beyond the marker, and they convert on 3rd and inches.
Job well done right there. 3rd and inches. You don't want to chop or step or go east and west. You're just trying to hit this thing downhill as hard as possible, run right at the defense, and he doesn't get a whole lot, but he does get first down.
And not much there. He's back to the original line. He'll gain on that.
He's brought down at the 31. A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and
9. From the 31, here is 2nd down and 9. They'll run it on the inside handoff. And he will get forward for about 5 yards. That sets up 3rd down.
And as of right now, they find themselves trailing at the moment, but it's certainly not because of the ground game. I mean, he's averaging over 4 yards per carry. Just hasn't been enough to overcome some of their shortcomings elsewhere.
3rd and short yardage, and here's Williams. Set up the wide receiver screen. It's Odunze. And he's going to have a first down as he's taken down on what is the final play of this 3rd quarter.
What is up?
4th quarter begins on the ground. Down to the goal line. No signal. Is he in? They'll say it did not break the play. but a real solid gain on 1st and goal.
Yeah, so I think as you look back over the course of this game, it's really been the inability of this offense, Mike, to create any sort of balanced attack to get anything going. And whether you look at the rushing yards, whether you look at just the points scored, this offense has to find a...
And he barrels his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. Greg, how often do we say it's a one-possession game, and that's a two-part story? Part one taken care of right there with the touchdown.
All right, Mike, so they go down and they get the all-important touchdown. But only half the time is this truly a one-score game. They need this two-point conversion here to tie it up.
The Bears will line up for the two-point conversion.
They'll try to pick this up with a run. Trying to push the pile forward, but he's not going to get in. They stop him up short. So the lead is down to just 2 now in the 4th quarter as they kick it off. This taken at the 5. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. There's no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
From the 29, here's 2nd and 8. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45. 17 yards, the gain there. First down, Detroit.
A lot could go wrong anytime you decide to put the ball in the air here late in the 4th quarter as you're trying to run out the clock and protect this lead. But at the same time, I like that they haven't gone super conservative. Just handoff right, handoff left, and it just turns into tackling practice. So I like the balance of making the defense defend everything, because right now, possess the ball, protect the ball, and ultimately just run the clock.
And he surges forward for a gain of about 5.
He's across midfield to the 49-yard line. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
From just across the midfield stripe, here's 2nd down.
19 right, look at 19. Steady.
They'll throw out of the gun. That one down the field, but they cannot connect, and it's incomplete. Isaac Dessois was the intended target, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
And this game almost just flipped completely on his head. You find yourself with a lead, just trying to milk the clock away in the 4th quarter, and that's a gift. And that defender just flat out drops the ball, and if he's able to secure that takeaway, this game looks very different for this offense. I just don't like the look of this passing game, Mike. It just seems a bit erratic. On top of the 2 straight incompletions, they've already turned the ball over through the air. And truthfully, with how dangerous some of these throws have been, they're lucky it hasn't been even more.
Fair catch made here, and the drive will start at the 23-yard line.
1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Throwing on 1st down, it's Williams. He'll be hit as he throws, and that one will wind up incomplete. Could not step into the throw that time. It'll bring up 2nd down.
I think he knew in the back of his head, Mike, he had to get rid of this ball a little sooner than he would have liked. And with that pressure getting there in a hurry, It just ends up being a wasted down.
Williams to throw on second down. He'll send this one deep for Odunze. And he's down inside the 40-yard line. A big one here in the fourth quarter. 37 yards.
First and 10 at the...
Here's Williams on first and 10. To the right side, caught by Burton. And they'll move this ball way down into the red zone, inside the 20-yard line. They get 21 on that one. Good for a Bears first down.
First and 10 at the 18-yard line.
Can he get away? No! He's going to be taken down behind the line.
He's taken down behind.
Well, on the back of the previous play, Mike, we saw him have some success through the air. They try to change it up with a draw, but the defense wasn't having any of it. Didn't sell out for the pass. They're able to stop that one for a loss.
Biggie Angels! Biggie Angels! Biggie Angels!
On second down, it's Williams. That's a short one, caught by Loveland. Looking for the pylon, but the official right there is going to mark him out of bounds at the 1-yard line. About 19 yards on that one. They're in business. It's first and goal. So the field goal here gets you the late lead. Got to think you want 6 when you have it first down and goal. Getting the tight end involved in the run game here. And he barrels his way into the end zone. Holston Loveland. Touchdown Bears. What a game this has been. Back and forth we go, and that fourth quarter score changes the lead one more time.
And we've seen the lead go back and forth, Mike, and now the question is, can they get a stop? Can they find a way defensively to hang on to this lead and get themselves this big win?
Lions 14.
So now playing with the lead after that fourth quarter touchdown, time to kick it back the other way. The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. From the 35, it's first and 10.
Come on, come on.
Back to throw here to begin the drive. He'll let this one go long for Williams. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
It was really a disappointing performance. I'm a little surprised, Mike, that he continues to put the ball in danger this often. I mean, to make a couple mistakes early on, that happens, but at some point you got to make a correction, and until he does, this defense just continues to make him pay.
That's deep for the back of the end zone. And the Lions are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line.
They'll take over first and 10.
Get it?
They'll send their tight end left. Right away, they'll set up to throw. That's complete on the tight end screen. Accelerating toward midfield. To the 20. And he's going to take this all the way to the house. 75 yards. Touchdown, Detroit. Well, they get the running back out of the backfield, and Greg, we find him in the end zone, a touchdown pass.
Mike, we call those short throw, long run. It's every quarterback's dream. He's able to get the ball out of his hand to his intended target, and in this case, this guy, he does the rest.
Here we go.
Will set up for the 2-point.
A tight end in motion now. On the zone read, he'll keep it himself. And that is incomplete. They get the touchdown. touchdown, take the lead, but it remains a one-point game. So now playing with the lead after that fourth quarter touchdown, trying to kick it back the other way. Showing off the big leg. Didn't want to defend a return, so this ball going to be spotted at the 35-yard line. Here's a toss as they look to run. And it'll be forced out of bounds. Just a couple of yards short of a first down. That's a pickup of 8.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2.
They come up for 2nd and 2.
Here we go.
From the shotgun, it's Williams. I had a defender draped all over him. Incomplete. Good work to body him up and set up a third down.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
And this ball incomplete on third down.
So this is where it gets really challenging as an offense. You find yourself trailing late in the game. The defense can play you one-dimensional. They know it's a pass-first situation, so extra defensive backs, the zones and the coverage are a little bit tighter and cloudier, and he's having a hard time finding any open windows downfield.
Now or never, they'll throw on fourth down. And that's going to be incomplete. They had to take that chance. Trailing here in the fourth. They will turn it over on down.
Here we go. Stop.
They're trying to burn some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And they'll take this down inside the 35. It's a pickup of 13 yards. Good for a Lions first down.
You know, there's all this talk, Mike, about the value of the run game in today's NFL. You know when the run game matters? It matters right now. Fourth quarter, you've got the lead. Can you lean on your running back and offensive line to close this game out?
Ready, go.
A run up the middle, it's Gibbs. And this time they are ready for him. Throw for a loss, and it's second down.
So these situations, Mike, are always very tricky for a play caller. Of course you want to keep the clock moving. You're just trying to run the game out and maintain this lead, but you also don't want to become overly predictable. So with the defense just selling out to stop the run, I think they have to mix in a few high completion percentage passes to just at least keep them off balance.
And he will score! Isaac to Slaw. Touchdown, Lions. That his second touchdown of the game. Numbers 11 and 12 on the season.
We all make such a big deal, Mike, when we see a quarterback go through his progression and deliver a deep downfield strike for a touchdown. But sometimes just take what's easy, the easy pitch and catch, get it underneath completion. That's exactly what the quarterback does here, takes what the defense gives them, and when you have a playmaker like that on the outside, they can do the rest with their feet after the catch, and the end result is still a touchdown.
At their own 35-yard line.
They'll come up for 1st and 10.
What is that?
They'll keep it on the ground. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
Here's second down. They'll drop to throw. That's complete. It's Arian Smith. He's taken down for just shy of midfield.
And the Bears first down.
And they'll try to save their timeouts and use them on defense if they need it. Gets up and spikes this one. Throwing on second down. Williams. That's going to be incomplete. Good work by the defender. Bodied his man up. Wouldn't allow the catch. It'll force third down. Colston Loveland was the intended receiver. And third down coming up.
What is it?
They'll try to throw again. Here's Williams. They'll try to hit him with a screen. That one way too slow in developing. They rally to the ball, they get the man, and it's no gain.
It's fourth down.
They'll indeed go. It's Williams. That's taken in, and he'll indeed pick up a Bears first down on a well-designed play to get 16 to keep the drive going. And now the spike will come just under 40 ticks remaining. Operating from the shotgun, it's Williams. That one pinballs around, but it is incomplete.
So now after that last incompletion, this brings up a critical third down. But remember, Mike, they don't have to get it all here in one play. They've got third and fourth down. There's no punt, there's no kick. They've got to treat this like it's their final possession of the game, and they've got 2 downs to extend this drive.
On third down, it's Williams. That one swung out wide to Allen. He's looking for room on the edge, but could not find any. They tracked him down behind the line, and it's fourth down.
Really nice job here by the defense staying disciplined as the quarterback gets flushed from the pocket. I mean, how often do we see those guys kind of creep in and allow the ball thrown over their head? They took away everything downfield, and all the quarterback could do was dump this one off short to his back, and there wasn't much there.
Here we go. This is fourth down. They're going for it. Here's Williams. I had to take a chance on fourth down, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Reek Woolen. And the Lions have just about sewn up this football game. The Lions call their first timeout, and they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game.
Let's go now. 60 Eagles, 60 Eagles. Ready.
Only one timeout remaining for the defense as they take a knee.